and at the program this Tuesday morning, we tell us say we dey look inside audit service them work and they challenge them where the institution they get with some office them for go through the audit process. And we'll be doing introduce with studio guest earlier, where na Martin Sandy, the communication officer na audit service salon, as section 1192 of the 1991 constitution give mandate to the auditor general for audits public accounts them of all public office and salon, and same way so section 86.1 and 118.1b of the Public Financial Management Act say, then for same way so audits the financial statements of all public enterprise, commission and agency them. Well, every year we can see also the audit service can pull their audit reports of waiting them fair not according to waiting the law mandates them for do, then can present them to parliament as to waiting and fair not say the different public office them how they can use government and donor money them we can come for salon people. Well, as I tell you today at the program we can look at audit service and work, it don't say small. We now get person at the studio from audit service salon. And now then at the final stage of the 2021 audit process for let them go wrap up and present waiting them fair notes in parliament. But before we can look at the challenge them where then currently they get with certain institution them we for go through the audit process. Martin Sandy, morning again, welcome to Good Morning Salon.
Thank you very much, Mabel.
All right, so let me just start first for look at our work in general before we can focus on the challenge them we when I don't get with some institution them for go through the 2021 audit process. As I stated to listeners them earlier, as per on a mandate we on get from the 1991 constitution on for audit public office them. But let me just start first from the start for tell listeners them, give them the highlights of the major institution them we as per law refer to.
We get again to go a draft management that will send for indicate say now this and this and this now the issues there will be there now your office where you not be able for clear. We give you chance again. You know the law say 15 days. Now in you suppose for make sure say you adhere to the issues then they. And after that again, you see they get chance for say, hey, okay, when I've been there now this, so but look the documents them, we'll go verify. Well, at the end of the day, then today we're not able for clarify at all. Now in they go inside the Auditor General in annual report. And maybe the one for the listeners and viewers they know say, audit again, what will they do now? Now we go to call citizens approach in the sense that we involve the people them into the audit. We make sure say we get a planning with the people. Then self can say, hey. Now some of the issues they also want for let look into. Now this not the issue. Them passport business. One let look into Ramo. Now this not the issue. Them with the local councils. Them so all that the citizens approach. So because the auditor they do now the people them audit. The mandate we get now the people them with them mandates.
So let me go back to the process before we can look at.
Go to them, let them know what audit service is about and what we do.
Talking about citizens approach and then self they contribute, you don't make mention of the council approach. Council, somebody will say, okay, somebody reside in that community, go know what thing go happen. But when it comes to ministries, departments, and agencies, them how the ordinary citizens go be part of that audit process.
When we involve the civil society organizations, then they say they play a very key role when it comes to auditing. Now that make we been get a meeting with the civil society organizations. Them now we office we able for explain to them say we can't start the audit and now these are the issues that we will look at and we get a very fruitful deliberations with them. We say they say be able advise we they able for pinpoint some certain issues that we'll go for look at even though that particular engagement they want for can go further than how it be done they be so. Because they are part of the system, the money they will audit, that the people's money, so we got to make sure say they are aware and able for guide we as to how we for do we work. Because at the end of the day, the people there are certain areas and the way we not able for go. Civil society organizations them they can able for go down to them people in the then they go at grassroots level so that make their involvement in the work they do is very important.
So in terms of compliance, how we don't select over the years before we can look at the current situation. How compliance rates don't sound like over there?
Maybe that's not one of the big challenges where we get because you know the audit service Sierra Leone with the audit and not for just audits no more. We they make recommendations then. But I can tell you say for let people adhere to the recommendations of the Auditor General. Now one big problem that one day we will face. And in terms of compliance again, maybe another challenge where we they get. We don't spend 2 weeks 3 weeks, that particular office day, they not give we particular documents them. At the end of the day, we submit we reports to Parliament because we get a deadline where we work with. We say by the 31st of December, we don't submit we reports. Maybe when Parliament get the tax for make sure see, then call them particular defaulting entities in the Parliament. I've been spent 2 weeks, 3 weeks, at times a month to the institutions and that's sending that in the good document to Parliament. When we be done all along with una not give we document. When the issue don't go to Parliament and that's una they say, hey, look the document too. At times today we can see anti-corruption can also intervene into the issues and where we very much happy about the kind of collaboration. But again, they know they give me document too. When the issue go to anti-corruption, that's they will say, hey, well this was this person may travel, hey, this person not me look the documents there now.
So why you think say what una find out say why they need to cooperate to tuna as expected unless Parliament come inside or ACC come inside?
You know when I say they know the cooperate with you, not only now few entities then they in this kind of habit, but we can get cooperation actually from the auditors them. But from then they because then the say you see audit service we on power stops at reporting to Parliament. There's nothing we can do beyond that. So when we can don't go down to Parliament for take action on we report, so that make at times we can see them go bypass when they go to Parliament and go give the documents them. Well, we don't realize some certain institutions and they will not agree for giving them financial statement for let we audit them at all. You know, and this nothing we don't report every year with the report with the put them. If you look inside the 2020 Auditor General's report, page 76 and 77, we indicate, we name all the institutions that will not agree for submit financial statements to we for let we audit them. Even the one that we late. Because maybe when you start your intro, you make mention of section 86, subsection 1 of the Public Financial Management Act 2016. We talk say, all them public enterprises, them commissions and agencies, they're supposed to submit them financial statement to the Auditor General by the 31st of March. Then if we don't give them financial statement for let we audit them. But we can't say, we don't see them, we don't say, but could not agree for Giwi. But could not agree. So we decided this time. When have been 21 institutions them, we not been submit at all. So when we don't do that press release day on the 8th of August, we see 4 being get for submit a financial statement. We see say still the number still high when at 17. So what do? We do another press release on the 23rd. When we do that press release on the 23rd, from the 23rd to now, we see other 4 institutions and back again don't submit. So as of now, that 13 institutions they will not submit at all. You get Nuclear Safety Radiation Protection Authority. They're not submitting a financial statement for 2021. You get Sierra Leone Housing Corporation. They're not submitting a financial statement for 2020, 2021. Then you get Sierra Leone National Conservative Fund. They're not submitting a financial statement at all. You get Sierra Leone Telecommunication Company. They're not submitting a financial statement at all to we. You get Sierra Leone Stock Exchange. And maybe, once you get particular institutions and from where they form them, since formation, they know one day submit financial statement for let we audit them at all. You get National Drugs Control Agency. One day they not submit financial statements to we. You get National Pharmacy and Pharmaceutical Units. They know one day submit financial statement to the audit service. Western Area Hospital Board. They have no one day submit financial statement. National Assets Commission. They know one day submit financial statement to the Auditor General. So then institutions they are so plenty. You get Golden Tulip Essential Kimbima Hospital. They're not submitting a financial statement for 2021. So you see, so now the institutions they are so.
We can look at the institutions there in detail.
For put you into that particular year's audit day. So what did they happen? They see say they become a backlog audit. Like for instance, now we get a particular institution where they may submit a financial statement late. When university right now, we're not able to bet any institution will not submit a financial statement to. We have Parliament for better institutions than they.
Now, in terms of recommendation, these institutions or the institutions that we don't mention, they get copper from the Minister of Finance every fiscal year. Am I right?
Yes.
Then make una they audit them, and then they submit after when they don't give them money. They no go tell audit service allow they don't use this money, but still then go approve them budget and give them money. What una they recommend to Minister of Finance institutions like this, where they give money to institutions, then they need report back to the institution where they audit them?
You know, na bad business that one day, because if somebody they can't give you money for do business, then you're not able to be accountable to that person. They na bad business. So we go one for recommend to Minister of Finance. For let them able for make sure say they're able for hold them people you have to book. Let them make sure say if they give you money, you not spend them. You're not able for can't talk how you spend that money. They don't need for give you money again. But you know, most of these questions where you ask, we get civil society organizations, they will get it for partner with we now, for make sure say they're able for partner with Ministry of Finance, so that they go able for all them people then they accountable. If they give you money, you not spend them. Then you the other year back you come, you ask for money, then give you back the money you spend. You're not able for account for them money then they again. I'm not sure say they need for they give you money again.
So some of the institutions there are so where they know they give at all. How long this don't they be for somebody they listen?
You get some when are since formation. For me, they don't establish them as an institution.
They established some last year.
You get some when are last year. Well, this one I don't take actually like National Assets Commission. Then they, for years we don't know say this institution not in existence. They don't ever give financial statements away. Some institutions then they now for 1 year they don't give financial statements. Some then they then be late but they don't give. Some then are 2 years.
Somebody go say why this recommendation out to the Minister of Finance when I don't do them long before this time, because you self don't talk and say some of the institutions that don't exist for a very long time they may give financial statement, but the other year then they go back for money.
This recommendation what they make, not a recommendation we don't come out from the audit service Sierra Leone as it is presently. It's a recommendation where I believe say the people then go want for the Minister of Finance do. Now, recommendations based on with dialogue we don't they get with the civil society organizations, them with the media, based on with citizens' engagement, the citizens' approach. That's some of the recommendations, and this week they come out from the people. And now that are the try for emphasize on now.
The program now, Good Morning Salon, where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. We still get Martin Sandy, Communication Officer, Audit Service Salon. They talk about the work of audit service and some of the challenges them they get with some institutions. Them, as he don't mention, 13 institutions. Them we still not cooperate to them yet for 2021 audit reports. We then 13 institutions there. So what in the happen now with in relation to the 2021 audit report and the new reports?
Well, as I've been said, the thing is we're not able for do anything. So what we get for do no more now for just report against say then institutions they also not been submit financial statements to we. You know, we are accountable to the people. So now the people with the reports to. So now the people will get for take action on them particular entities they also. Because if you not give we, you not tell we how you spend your money, you not tell we how you generate your money, we're not able for audit you. And so now Parliament will send the reports to.
My colleague earlier asked you about the work of Parliament for the audit service salon then work. And most of the audit reports or one of the table audit report now Parliament they need to debate them. And if Parliament don't debate audit reports them over the past years, and therefore don't know some of the institutions that we never report and bring them to book. But the same Parliament again when they go table the same report again, you think anything will come up behind that?
In fact, now Parliament they table then reports here. So we now submit, we now go submit to them. And when we they submit to Parliament, not to one copy, we they submit to every member of Parliament. We they make sure so we print to the number of parliamentarians that we did. Now that copy they we they make sure so we print. So each member of Parliament forget in your copy. So it's supposed to know all the issues them with the inside this report here. So
with all this whole thing when they do, Parliament don't ever support or bring some of the institutions to book or even question them.
Yes, because you got the Public Accounts Committee when I'm responsible for that in the Parliament. When we don't submit the report in the Parliament can left that particular tax day to the Public Accounts Committee. The Public Accounts Committee can call some of their institutions and they. So we don't work where we can do that particular aspect day. Now forget technical support to that particular committee day because now we do the work.
If Parliament done the call the institutions to book and the institutions then created through an act of Parliament and then create them and then they work in the interest of Sierra Leoneans then. If Parliament really don't they take action as you say, what in happen somebody go say still then people are not able for corporate or the institution are not able for corporate with Parliament no audit service alone for the interest of Sierra Leoneans?
You know, like what you rightly say, yes, Parliament don't they take action on them, but it's like we need more action than waiting to happen. So now we need the people for be more accountable to the Parliament, to audit service, to the citizens. They need for be more accountable because every year we come out to their reports there. So every year we see some of their issues there. So Parliament can indeed call them, but we want for the Parliament make sure say the way how they take action, they need for strength, they need for up the actions the way they take presently.
So when you begin talk, you be make mention of planning ways in a part of the thing the one can do entrance meeting and exit meeting. Their institution, yeah, we not ever submit or agree for let una audit them. Then can they part of the entrance meeting where una can get?
No, when I say entrance meeting, for instance, if na Radio Democracy we can for can audit. Now just the management and staff of Radio Democracy.
Yeah, the reason why they ask, because if they don't know say una supposed for una don't get that entrance meeting, una don't discuss, them being willing, them being then at the meeting, like them respond to una for say una welcome, come in and do the auditing, or
No.
they not be allow una self for enter.
No, like that particular aspect the way you talk to now. Okay, like for instance now, when you don't submit your financial statements to we, waiting the Apple now, we got to call a fee fixing meeting. What will they get? So the first step is you for don't submit your financial statements to we. When you submit your financial statements to we, then we get a fee fixing meeting with you. When we don't get a fee fixing meeting, then we set a date now where we go for go audit. When we don't get that date for go audit, now then now we go for go get now we entrance meeting.
So if you not all that procedure
at all, if you not submit a financial statement, we cannot plan for it. We expect them to follow and join we into the fight. It's a big fight. You know, transparency and accountability not to easy something. But if everybody come together, then join hands, the parents body themselves able to make sure say them put pressure on them picking and they. At least I believe say them go able for do what they supposed for do.
Now, this now September, by October, November, the Minister of Finance, where you see, now then they give money to then the agencies also for make their operate and time now for make their account for the money we then give them, they know the account again and some not ever account according to una record we you read this morning. And budget process they can start again. How una go popularize some of the institutions there so we not ever the corporate to now so that the actors then at the budget process go know them and when they appear then go tell them see we not ever report and ABCD this not the issue.
In fact, we don't get meetings. We don't see some civil society organizations them waking always present during this budget hearing. They don't they approach we. Some don't they can office to we, some don't they call we, some don't they can they meet with we. They don't they tell we say well this time around. In fact, this press release we get civil society organizations with they want to update them. Say hey, audit service if a particular institution don't give, una make clear we know. We update them because they get for day during that budget hearing day, they self get for DD. And the Ministry of Finance, they self get for make sure say then get copy of their institutions there. So this is not a question of asking them, hey, you not been submitting financial statement to audit service. Why? Why you think they will forgive you money now? The civil society organizations, they all get for DD. And the way how I like the way our Ministry of Finance they do it now, then they give chance to them civil society organizations there for let themselves able for ask questions. So when you go for go present saying that this you want, I believe that the civil society organizations them, then they listen to this program, then they watch, then they make them be the call, they know the institutions them, and they say we go for ask them. Even the media say they play a very key role into this fight. So they pay. They can ask them. Some can go then they go there interview them. Why is it that we are not being given a part? I can tell you. Some institutions then they, after when we don't do the public notice, the media go meet them. We see some don't they cannot, then they submit some financial statements them. But I want for appeal to the one the way they listen or the affected entities they are so. You don't need for sit down wait stay, they go for begin to name you. And people they need for no say this not what go for they do every year. Because under the hinder we work what they do. So if you not submit your financial statement to the audit service, we go make let people know say you not be submit your financial statements to we and will not be able to audit you.
The communication officer and audit service Sierra Leone for response to the concern that we come for now.
Well, one starts with this one from authority in Akamayama. We say whether not deliberate manipulation. Yes, I want to agree with and say not deliberate manipulation and people also they do because if you dey receive government money every year or you dey generate money on behalf of the people, then you dey feel for submit a financial statement, it's a deliberate act. Then somebody they try for say, how can there be an annual audit report when we don't get audit? I want to let this particular and listeners then now know say we get an institution, the Audit Service Sierra Leone is in existence, and we get an acting auditor general. We don't step into the shoe of the auditor general. We don't do the work. Just it's a process, and the audit service don't in existence, and the work of the acting auditor general is going on smoothly, and we now the Audit Service Sierra Leone we the work based on the mandate we the people of Sierra Leone begin the office of the auditor general, and that's exactly what they do. And somebody else they say how credible the audit report the way people know they agree for submit financial statement. Yes, these are just small entities them we know they submit. We get so many institutions them where they submit a financial statement. We get so many institutions them where we done the audit. If you check the audit report, we get more than 100 institutions then where we don't audit where the issues they now the audit report. And I want to let family they know say the audit report is very credible and not to go make any loophole they inside the audit report. We will go in line with what the mandate say, and we will continue for audit and reports to the people of Sierra Leone.
So in terms of the auditing way una they do, institutions them now the provinces una done the audit themselves in terms of corporation, then the corporates compared to the one in the capital.
Yes, we get a very good cooperation because we what the entities they are so all have written the all day, and we got offices and the regions and where they say they do the work the same way how they do on Ayasu. But for answer your question, Mabel, indeed, the institution they are so all the office then Ayasu it.
Quick one from Alex Musa content our Facebook page. They say Radio Democracy, please inform the auditor or the audit service Salon Australian audit NACOVAC and DICOVAC finance expenditure and the equipment issued to these institutions a month ago. I just want to remind them of the non-payment of remaining 50% backlog allowance of COVID-19 pandemic response workers up to this time. It should be a concern to Audit Service Sierra Leone to reflect these issues to the Auditor General for appropriate action to be taken by the government of Sierra Leone.
I want to assure Musa say yes, indeed, a concern for we, and as Sidon so I also right now with the audit NACOVAC right now. The audits they go on. So an issue where a bring I believe say audit service one with the audits with an institution will look into all the issues and so I believe say definitely we'll go for capture inside.
Now, when people will expect the 2021 audit reports for come out and be published?
The law say by the 31st of December we for submit we report for 2021. This 2022, 31st of December, now we submit we report for 2021. I want to assure Fambood and say the Auditor General not ever late. The audit service not ever late for meet that particular deadline day. And this particular year again, we will make sure say by the 31st of December, the 2021 audit report we will don't submit an parliament.
So with all the challenges them you don't mention, you still think say una dey in that position there?
We dey in the right frame of mind, we dey in the right position for make sure say by 31st of December, I want for assure Famboul and say the 2021 audit report we go don't submit an parliament.
What's in the word of assurance to people of Sierra Leone say audit service alone still lay on top of situation in terms of enforcing accountability and transparency in managing public accounts or public finances? Now the institutions them where they operate on behalf of people of Sierra Leone.
You know, as the Supreme Audit Institution of Sierra Leone, the Audit Service Sierra Leone, we do on top of situation. We make sure say we add value to the work with people and they do. We make sure say we work in the interest of transparency and accountability. And I want to assure listeners and viewers then say we will continue to do that particular work there based on waiting the law tell we, and we will continue for audit and reports.
All right. Many thanks for you joining at the program this morning. Martin Sandina name, Communication Officer and Audit Service Sierra Leone. We will look at audit service, then work and serve the challenge and when they get with some institution, them where we don't name earlier in the program, where some of them from where they established and not agree for work with audit service salon. And then at the final stage now for produce the 2021 audit reports. Thank you, we can at the studio this morning.
Thank you very much.
Now, this edition of the program go left on our plenty. Thank you to the production team. Michael Sambola and Alex Lawrence Goroma produced the program. DJ Cliff make us live now give you technical support, sorry, and Samuel Humper and Joseph Song are making us see live on Facebook. Until then, welcome back. Get yourself a wonderful day. Don't forget to go register.
And
Bye.
Musa Kamade say bye-bye.